On today's episode of The Unwritten Rule, we have more commitment talk. Mizzou got another one. This is a good one. A running back, a four-star running back the Tigers landed here in the last couple of days. So we're going to break down his commitment, talk a little bit more football recruiting because that has been dominating the headlines here in the last couple of days for Mizzou on the football front. We'll also just talk some administrative stuff and then a little away from sports. Mizzou, but away from sports quick hit kind of thing to bring for you guys. I won't exactly say what it is. You got to listen and find out. There was a cool moment that went on with a famous Mizzou alum. So we'll talk about that. But mainly, of course, we're going to talk about the Tigers getting a four-star running back, their 10th commit in the 2025 class. Drink is absolutely cooking on the recruiting trail. We'll have it all for you. And then we have quick hits. Got Kent Sports Shorts, Dirty Birds of the Weekend. And then we're doing headlines, our new segment where we pick a headline, read the headline, talk about what we read. So we'll have some away from sports stuff, talk some baseball, talk some Joey Chestnut controversy there. Got a little soccer, basketball talk. So yeah, all kinds of stuff in quick hits. But again, breaking down the four-star commitment for Mizzou football in the main part of the show. So a good one to start off your week. We'll get things started. The Unwritten Rule kicks off right now.
Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
Attention. Everybody stop what you're doing. It's time for The Unwritten Rule, a Mizzou sports podcast brought to you by the Believe Network, alongside Peyton Haverman and Kenny Van Doren. Here is your host, Jack Knowlton.
Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule. Today is Monday, January. Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule. Today is Monday, June 17th, and Mizzou is up to double digits in football commits, Peyton and Kenny. Tigers got another one. This is a good one. They landed a four-star running back named Jamarion Morrow. He is out of Memphis, Tennessee. He goes to Melrose High School. And then yet another commit for Drinkwitz & Co. Play that. Our video of him doing the guitar riff. He is cooking. 10 commits now for the Tigers. Morrow, the latest addition. Like I said, four-star running back to give you a little bit of background out of Memphis and Tennessee. He is the, I believe, 139 ranked player on Rivals' board. Picked Mizzou over Alabama and Texas A&M, where he also visited. Huge, I think, a really nice get here for Curtis Looper, Eli Drinkwitz & Co. Jamarion Morrow, what do you guys think of the Tigers' latest addition? Little running back, got Quan Lacey this year, and another four-star coming in 2025.
Right, and I mean, those were two guys that I think Mizzou probably had at the top of their running back board, Curtis Looper and Co. Obviously, anytime a guy has a visit or two, but including an official visit to Alabama and was scheduled to visit Georgia, that's going to be someone you're probably going to want. So very nice for Mizzou to get him. I will say, it does say he was recruited by Jacob Peeler. Mizzou does always have that unique kind of recruiting setup. But either way, Curtis Looper, I'm sure, was in the room for this recruitment. So very good for Mizzou. They just keep on stacking early on here, and there's still hopefully plenty more big ones to come for them. I mean, there's plenty other commitments that we're waiting on. Javen Boggs, Sims, that's someone that Mizzou has been linked to heavily. We'll have to wait and see. It could wind up being, certainly looks like it's going to be probably the best class Mizzou has ever brought in.
Jamarion's commitment is a little bit earlier in the period compared to last season when Quan Lacey really took it down to the wire, committing late into this 2024 cycle. But it's good to get a running back early, get him locked in with the Tigers, and he has an official visit coming up according to his Rivals page on June 21st. So something to look out for in the next couple of weeks is seeing a lot more of these guys, especially the recruits that are already committed coming in to Columbia, and almost being secondary recruiters. If they're on campus, maybe you'll see some more guys trickle in after that. Talking with those guys. One thing I'll note too is that he is an all-purpose back, which I didn't know Rivals ranked. Maybe it's a newer thing, but he is ranked the second best all-purpose back. And if you're watching on the YouTube, it says Rivals has him at 5'9", 170. He is actually up to 5'10", 190. So there's a little bit more behind him, and maybe he'll keep growing into a senior season.
Yeah. I think this is, double-digit commits by June 16th, 17th, when you're listening to this is, I think, really impressive. Like you said, Peyton, it's on track for this team to have, maybe its best recruiting class ever. And I think that's great. I think he's a good addition. I can give you a little bit more detail. I've spoken to his father, Jarrett, who will actually coach him at Melrose High School in Memphis for his senior year. He's transferring there. His dad and his uncle are going to be his coaches, or his coach and offensive coordinator. So a little family connection there. His dad played at Tennessee State, also the Tigers. So keeping the Tigers name in the family, I guess. But yeah, this is I think a really good player. Like I said, he surged up Rivals' board in their recent rankings, was getting a lot of interest from high profile SEC schools. So I think, like you both said, nothing wrong. You can't really go wrong there in beating out, Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, all in the mix for this kid. And I think he'll be a nice future addition, like you said, Peyton, or I forget which one of you said it. Sorry, but he's coming to Mizzou here on the 21st for that big official visit weekend to kind of wrap things up for a lot of the summer, a bulk of the summer recruiting before the dead period starts. Obviously, you're going to have commitments kind of trickle in over the month of July and into August, when then the contact period resumes. And to have 10 commits, by that point already, you could be looking at, Peyton mentioned a couple names, or a couple more names. You could have up to maybe 15, 16. Kenny, I think you said off air, this team's ranked 27th now in the country, midway point of June. So, again, I'll just get y'all's thoughts. It sounds like we're kind of repeating ourselves just because we've talked about so many commits in the last couple of shows. But with Mizzou having double-digit commits, 27th now, I think overall just a great place to be for this team heading into the next dead period.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of amazing what a little bit of winning can actually do. I mean, this staff was able to recruit at a pretty high level off of 6 and 7 seasons. So for them to finally go 11-2 and kind of have a class that reflects that is certainly nice to see. And it doesn't hurt that Missouri has consistently been ahead of the curve when it comes to NIL and everything. That certainly is a factor as well. But overall, that's just how the game is played now. Missouri is just riding the wave right now. So we'll see how it all turns out, but have to be very, very happy with where this is at.
Yeah, you built out a lot of the depth in this one. You built out a lot of quantity early on, getting up to 10 recruits before we even hit the official equinox of the summer actually starting. So it's good to see that, but now it's time to get the quality in there as well. You see only 2 guys on here rated 5.9 as 4 stars, and a couple other 4 stars at 4.8 or 5.8. So kind of moving forward, you're going to see other guys kind of trickle in, and you got to go after those high-end 4 stars like Boggs and Sims that Peyton mentioned earlier. And we know the Tigers are right in the mix for both of them.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the skill positions will be interesting to see where they kind of go next. So they have, if you're breaking it down a little bit more from the 10 commits, they have their quarterback commit, which we've talked about ad nauseum. That's huge to have that already in your 25 class. They have a running back, a pair of offensive linemen, 2 linebackers, a defensive tackle, 2 defensive ends, and a DB. So yeah, I think that's where I would like to see them go next, is some of those skill position players on both sides of the ball, whether it's those receivers, maybe some more DBs they start to target. Plenty of names to look at for Mizzou football. But yeah, Jamarion Morrow, the latest Mizzou commit here in the class of 2025. I think he'll be a fun running back addition out of Tennessee. Also Eugene Hilton, who we touched on last show, he did not commit to Mizzou. Peyton, you were right. So can't dunk on.
And he is TY's son.
He is TY's son. Yes, we did also confirm that, or that was confirmed anyway on Twitter. So congrats to him. But 10 commits now for Mizzou. We'll see where that continues to kind of go here for the Tigers. Elsewhere, little administrative thing, and you mentioned, Peyton, this NIL and Mizzou's ability to kind of capitalize on that so far. A departure in the administrative ranks for Mizzou. Brandon Lee, he is leaving. He was hired at Mississippi State. He will be their associate AD for student brand brand strategy and innovation. That's a big plaque to get put on a desk. But he was at Mizzou. He was serving as the assistant AD and led the NIL efforts for Mizzou athletics. So kind of a tough loss there. Obviously, Mizzou's been, like you said, ahead of the curve. This guy, Brandon Lee, played linebacker from 2014 to 2018 as well, just to get a little bit more of his background. Graduated from Mizzou with a bachelor's degree in personal finance, got his MBA from there in 2020. Obviously, he's clearly up and up on the administrative ranks. And I hope Mizzou can kind of circle back for him, maybe in a higher position down the road. But, from an NIL perspective, you have a former player kind of running things for a brief spell with Mizzou, and now he's heading out. But Brandon Lee, Peyton and Kenny going to Mississippi State to join their administration.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to pretend I know the inner workings of how Mizzou has its athletic department structured. But like we mentioned and have mentioned a ton of times, Missouri has been one of maybe the most biggest beneficiaries in the nation. There's no other way to really put it. They've really, really benefited from NIL. You can say what you want about it, but it has really helped Missouri pretty much across all sports. So, I don't really like to see anybody that has had anything to do with Mizzou's NIL strategy or anything like that leave. What Brandon Lee had to do with it all, I have no idea. But again, clearly he had a pretty solid resume because, he is getting a better job at another SEC school.
I do like how college athletic departments can just create jobs out of thin air, like moving within the SEC, and it just seems like it's a new job title I've never heard of. And I know that's in the world of NIL and where college football is going, but it's just something new every day you kind of learn. And to be honest, I didn't know Brandon Lee was until after this report came out. But from what you're seeing, it's what a quick turnaround his career has taken, playing at Mizzou 1 year, the season before we enrolled in Columbia. And now he's, one of the top dogs over at Mississippi State, leading their student athletic brand strategy and innovation.
Top dogs at Mississippi State. I see what you did there. Well done. Well done. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know who he was either until this came out, but it seems like he was important. And like you said, he has kind of a quick rise. So clearly he's a sharp mind in the world of NIL. And I think it's good to have like a former player running that as well. Someone who came from it in the era where NIL didn't exist and understands probably how best to get, those benefits. So like I said, hopefully Mizzou can maybe bring him back down the road. But we wish Brandon the best of luck at Mississippi State, I suppose. Just don't start poaching.
Let's go.
What?
Let's go.
Let's go, State.
Let's go, Brandon.
Move on.
Hope he enjoys it.
All right. We hope hopefully he does well. Don't poach our recruits. That's all I'll say.
I don't think the whatever that was guy is gonna take the Mizzou recruits.
Long title. All right. Last thing before we go to quick hits. I thought this was just fun. Not a sports thing, but I personally like to brag, at least to my friends who did not go to Mizzou, about our alumni base and the famous people that went to Mizzou. And Jon Hamm went on Late Night with Seth Meyers, and I guess Mizzou got brought up. I didn't end up watching the full clip of this, but he did the MIZ thing, and apparently people in the studio crowd yelled, "COU back." Jon Hamm, of course, a Mizzou grad, great actor. Shout out to him for having some Mizzou pride.
Obviously everyone has like pride in the school they went to, but I don't like. It always seems like maybe it's just because Mizzou has like kind of a unique thing they do, like with the MIZ-ZOU thing. Like whenever I would wear a Mizzou shirt around and someone would say MIZ, I'd get like a rush, But I don't. It seems like I always like that celebrities that went to Mizzou always seem to have like a good amount of school pride. And Sheryl Crow tweets about Mizzou a whole ton. That's cool. Brad Pitt doesn't really do it, but it's okay. Brad Pitt's got bigger fish to fry. But
yeah, that's a good question. Sorry, actually, Kenny, I'll let you get your word in before I say my piece. I don't want to.
Battle of the Journalism Schools on the Late Show. Seth Meyers went to Northwestern.
Aha. Gross.
Mizzou won the Journalism Bowl in the 2008. They won an Independence Bowl against Northwestern. I don't remember when.
Shreveport. Um,
Ugh.
would that be like they're always the three I go to, Peyton and Kenny. I do like when they say like famous Mizzou alums, I do Hamm, Brad Pitt, and Sheryl Crow. Who others come to mind? Obviously, there's some sports ones we've talked about a bunch, but are there any other non-sports ones that are like that I always forget about?
There are, because I remember when I visited Mizzou, like my senior year of high school, there were so many like celeb names that came up that I went like, oh my gosh. But I can't think of any off the top of my head, because the three I always bring up like
Are those three?
are those three. Like Jon Hamm is always the first name out of my mouth.
Oh, Mark Pope, not the Kentucky coach.
Yeah, obviously not. But I can't think of any right off the top of my head. Kenny, do you have any?
Kay Adams.
Kay Adams.
Oh yeah,
Chris
right.
Budden.
Chris Budden went to Mizzou. I don't think I knew that one.
I'm on the Mizzou notable alumni website, and I'm just wishing they ranked them in popularity and not by first name, so I could just tell you the best
so
ones off the top.
Your own school's websites think Ken Lay.
He's not dead.
Who'd you say, Kenny?
Ken Lay. He's still alive.
Oh.
That would be so funny. Your own school ranks you as the 29th most popular person from there or to come out of there. That'd be so mean. How many subscribers do you think we have to get before we get put on there? 1 million?
Oh, like a lot. Yeah. I'm not gonna count on that personally.
When do we get to bang the Big Mo? That's my only goal, is to hit a football game. And then
there you go. Like that reminds me, like a ton of the ESPN anchors, like John Anderson, he hit the Big Mo once. Yeah, there's a lot of athletes too, but
yeah, of course. But they're an SEC school, so it's like you better have.
If you can believe it, the Wikipedia section for journalism is kind of sizable.
We're the best journalism school, no doubt. Hopefully our names end up on there one day. That's my only goal, is to bang Big Mo, and then all the students are like, who the hell are these people?
I don't think it would be really nice, but I'm not gonna put that on my bucket list, because you have to do the things on your bucket list, and I don't know if that's in the cards for us.
You're too much of a pessimist, Peyton. Kenny, did you find any other names?
No, and there's a lot. It's just I don't really know too many of them.
Read them all. I'm just kidding.
Linda Godwin, she was an astronaut.
Ooh, space.
Take that, Oklahoma.
Do we have what does even our space program look like?
Michael Kim.
They could launch rockets from Mizzou. All right, there you go. Jon Hamm, shout out.
David Ketchner. Did you guys know that one?
I don't know who that is.
If you looked him up, you'd know him. He's I can't share my screen because Kenny's sharing his, but you know who he is.
I'm gonna start telling people. Oh yeah, I know who this is. Yeah. Todd Packer.
Yep.
Oh really?
From The Office.
Todd Packer went to Mizzou.
I did know David Ketchner because he's from Missouri, like originally. I think he lives in Kansas City, because I saw a thing of like him and like
he's from Tipton Edits, which is actually very close to Columbia.
But I think he lives in Kansas City, and because I know him and Jason Sudeikis like chat, because Jason Sudeikis is a big.
And Paul Rudd,
guy.
Eric Stone Street, they put on the Big Slick, which I don't think you two know what that is, but
it's like some Kansas City lore.
It's a event that they put on every year for like a charity. It's like a celebrity softball game. They do it every year. Paul Rudd, Eric Stone Street, David Ketchner, Jason Sudeikis are like always there.
It was recent too.
Yeah.
Royals posted it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's a big deal around there.
Shout out to those guys. Casey. Love Casey. All right, there you go, Jon Hamm. Come on the show. You have an open invitation anytime you want. Love to have you on. That might be the worst interview Jon Hamm ever does.
Yeah.
I think what do you think we'd ask him about sports? Be like, what do you think of the offensive line this year? You think Jon Hamm knows? I think Jon Hamm's a big Armand Membu fan.
John, what do you think about Mookie Cooper at the slot?
He's a Blues fan, but he wore a Rangers hat during the NHL playoffs.
Oh, bandwagon. He should
Come
just
on,
do
Jon.
the Rob Lowe where he just wears the NFL hat. It's just the generic. Jon Hamm wears an SEC hat to Mizzou games. All right. Shout out Jon Hamm. Please come on the show. Thank you for saying ZOU. All right. That's all the Mizzou news we had. If you couldn't tell, we were reaching for a third thing. But we will finish the show. Got some fun stuff all over the sports world to talk about in quick hits. So we'll get you to that. Okay, quick hits time. Got a bunch of fun stuff to talk about, but we've got Ken Sports Shorts. We're back on the ad-filled website that is Sporkle.com. Kenny, take it away.
Yeah, I paused one of them. There's a cat eating food. If you're watching on the YouTube, enjoy. I don't know if you're into that stuff and
I
into
like
cat
the last
food.
time we did a quiz on Sporkle where before I did the intro, Peyton just goes, "Look at this fucking site."
I mean, if there's a feline watching, maybe they'll enjoy that ad. But for the NBA Finals, they're almost over. Celtics lead 3-1. If you're watching,
Whoa. Mavs in 7.
Mavs in 7, according to
Mavs in
Jack
7.
Knowlton. But I wanted to ask this question. Can you name the 3 players in NBA history to win finals MVP for multiple franchises? Should be pretty quick. It doesn't give you any hints. We just have a minute 30. And if you can give me the 3 names, I'll type them in as fast as I can. Let me know when you're ready.
Alrighty. I'm ready whenever. I mean, you're gonna have to carry Knowlton.
Dude, I'm like
Patrick
I like-
McCaw.
Oh, we already started it.
He's got some
Finals-
final statistics.
Finals MVPs.
Did Wilt Chamberlain do it? He played for a bunch of teams.
No, I was gonna say
2 are active.
2 are active.
Oh, LeBron.
Yes.
LeBron.
Oh yeah,
James.
LeBron. Duh. The other active one, not KD. Russell Westbrook. No, not Russell Westbrook. Not Curry.
It wouldn't be anyone on the Warriors, I don't think.
Wow, this is so embarrassing. We're gonna run out of time too.
Okay,
Can
wait.
you
There's
pause
like
it?
Who won it for the Bucks? No, don't pause it. That's cheating.
All right, resuming.
Oh, Peyton.
That's cheating. We have 1:30. You can't.
Why is it
35
cheating?
seconds left.
Who cares about the time? Why the hell can I think of it? Dude, I'm so bad at these quizzes. My mind goes blank.
1 active and
wanted-
1's a very well-known Hall of Famer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down.
Kareem
Changed
hasn't
his-
done it. Kareem, yeah, Kareem. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, well now we're not gonna get the active one.
AABA
It's not Durant. Harden? No, not Harden.
AR 2 A's.
Oh my
I
god,
don't
dude,
know
this
them.
is so bad. Kenny, I'm not gonna look at the screen. I want to guess when the thing goes away. Yeah, pause it. Let me think. Let me think of who this is. Oh my, Kawhi Leonard. I forgot about the Spurs.
Oh, it's 2
I did
B's.
too.
That's so dumb that it doesn't just give it to me if I put in Kareem.
Yeah. I feel
knew
bad
Kareem-
for not knowing how to spell it.
I forgot Kawhi Leonard. Stupid Spurs.
All right, well, that was embarrassing for you.
I
Yeah,
thought you guys
Knowles.
would get it right away.
I'm
I
kidding.
forgot. I always
did not
forget
do
about that cheeky 2014 championship with Kawhi.
Oh, like Tim Duncan.
I knew
Manu,
Kareem. I got
Parker were
Kareem.
all
Vision.
playing,
I
so I
actually
just
was
figured-
thinking Kareem right away, and then I second guessed myself and didn't say it.
I heard you say Kurt, and then you
Yeah.
said something else.
It was stupid Kawhi
Okay.
Leonard. All right. Well, that I'm gonna be upset for the rest of the day now. Dirty Birds, Kenny.
I'll let you kind of take charge on this one, but Dirty Birds of the weekend go to the U.S. men's national soccer team, and the reason why is it was a friendly. It took on Brazil. First time these two teams have tied in their history against each other, but I think you wanted to lose this game. Am I right, Jack?
No. Because you're not gonna. So here's the deal. Obviously, yes, I want Greg Berhalter fired. I think every warm-blooded American should want him fired. But you're not going to lose. You didn't want to lose this game because this game was actually a tune-up game for the tournament they're about to compete in, the Copa America. They weren't going to fire him before that tournament just because it's in like 2 weeks. So he'll be the manager for that. What you kind of root for if you're a little bit of a sicko is maybe them to really have a poor performance in that tournament, and then they fire him. this game actually probably gave him a step in the right direction because it was Brazil. I mean, I do love looking at these stats. Brazil had 25 shots in this game, which is a lot for a soccer game, 12 on target, which is a lot. Shout out Matt Turner, the U.S.'s goalkeeper. He was very good in this game. Made like 8 or 9 saves. But yeah, no, I'm not mad that they tied this game. It's kind of fun. But yeah, Berhalter, I'm almost rooting for them to do bad in the Copa America, and then they just fire him. That's my assessment. That's soccer talk.
You know, I think Greg Berhalter gets a bad rap. He's trying his best.
Okay, Peyton.
We all try our best.
His trying
We
his
can never
best, and this is
please.
what happens.
I mean, Mizzou, or not Mizzou.
Mizzou.
Sorry. They only got outshot by double what they shot.
That's
I
a
mean,
lot.
but the shots on target were not that bad.
39%.
They didn't hold possession a whole lot, and they made the most of it.
If you look up the Pulisic goal, if you haven't seen it, also is a very nice free kick. I
don't watch much soccer, but Pulisic is my favorite player.
The LeBron James of soccer. That's what everyone call him.
That feels ambitious.
No, that's what everyone called him a couple of years ago when he really kind of burst on. But sure, Greg, congrats. Oh yeah, and one of Brazil's famous all-time players, that top article got really mad for them tying the game and said he will never root for Brazil again. So if anything, we messed that up for them. So congrats.
It's part of an ad campaign.
Yeah, it was like a weird, I don't know. I don't really know what he was doing, but
You can also say Rolandinho's name. I think.
Ronaldinho?
people-
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
people know him.
Okay, sorry. Ronaldinho said
Don't you
that
think?
about Brazil. I would hope
I
so.
have
but
heard that name.
I do a show with you two, so I don't really assume anyone knows anything about soccer besides
Football.
Bayer Leverkusen. Football.
Yeah.
Florian
Maybe
Wirtz
it's
scored.
baseball or football, actual egg ball football.
Egg ball. Hand egg. All right, Peyton, what's your dirty bird? We'll have more soccer in a minute.
My dirty bird, it really isn't Charles Barkley. It's more TNT in general, Turner Sports. But Charles Barkley, his connection to a bird is Auburn, of course, War Eagle. He is my dirty bird this week because he announced that next year, the 2024-25 season, will be his last on television, officially driving the stake through the heart of inside the NBA. Essentially, there was always that bit of hope that maybe they'll take inside the NBA elsewhere, but Ernie and Charles are just too loyal to leave Turner at this point. So it's understandable for them. Charles is getting up there in age as well. So, but it's sad because that's going to be the end of Inside the NBA, which is undoubtedly the best, pregame show, not even
Studio
pregame
show.
show, just sports studio show in general. So I hope Charles Barkley has a very good retirement, but it is a sad day to know that Inside the NBA will be coming to an end. He did say in this he wanted Vince Carter or I'm blanking on the two other.
Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, or Jamal Crawford or someone that was on the panel with him there to take over.
Yeah, solid. As long as it's not Draymond Green. Please no Draymond Green.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's going to be worse no matter who it is because it's not Chuck. But I don't mind. Actually, Vince Carter and Jamal Crawford are fine. Draymond Green's annoying. But yeah, this makes me sad. I saw an Athletic headline. I didn't read the story, but some people think he's not done. Some people think he might go do something else still. But I think he just wants to golf and just, I don't know, mess around. He did also say he was going to Galveston after the finals.
Maybe I'll run into him.
He said, "I'm going to lay on the beach. I'm not going in the water." Maybe I'll run into him. Yeah. Charles.
It's kind of hard to miss.
Round mound of rebound.
Round mound of rebound. That's the best. When they interviewed the women in San Antonio and the one said, "You mean Charles Barkley, the one they call the round mound of rebound?" That was a great diss. I respected that. All right. Yeah. TNT's guard. Inside's gone. Very sad. My dirty bird of the week. I said there'd be more soccer talk. It's right now. Because I'm giving my dirty bird to the Albanian the fans of the Albanian national team. So for context, there is a tournament in Europe going on. It's called the Euros. If you're on the YouTube, you just saw a very funny scene, which I will explain. There's a tournament in Europe going on called the Euros. It's where a bunch of European countries compete for a trophy. Albania is competing in it. They were playing Italy, and the Albanian fans before the game went over to a bunch of Italian fans and had spaghetti, and they broke it in half. And all
Look
the
at how
Italian
comically
fans,
the spaghetti flies in the air.
it is pretty funny video. The Italy fans took it in stride. They all, went, "Oh no!" I think they enjoyed everyone had a good laugh about that overall.
Mhm.
So thought it was funny. Bird connection. Albania's flag has an eagle on it, so there's the birds. In this match, Albania proceeded to score in 9 seconds to start the game, and then Italy answered back with 2 goals and 1.
Wow, 9 seconds? I really don't think I could run across a soccer pitch in 30 seconds.
Well, you don't have to run across the whole thing.
Well, okay,
Half of it.
so half of that is 15.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that.
It was pretty
It
wild.
was-
It came. Actually, sorry, it was 22 seconds. I have mistaken my seconds, but it was
Okay, that's a
the
little
goal
bit
happened because
ridiculous.
Albania kicked off. They kicked it forward. It went out for a throw in. Italy threw it back toward their own goalkeeper, and the guy fumbled it, and Albania ran on and just kicked it in. It was an error, but Italy does get the last laugh. They won the game 2-1, and actually, Albania fans have since done a lot worse. Today there were scenes of them fighting like English and Serbian fans. So they're getting rowdy. It upgraded quickly from just a comical, "Oh, we're breaking spaghetti, haha," to we're beating people up in the streets. Soccer. That's soccer talk. Good luck to Albania and the rest of the tournament. Anyway, what do we have on tab next? I clicked off. Oh yeah, new segment, kind of. We touched on this, I think, last show. We're introducing a new segment. We're going to alternate between this and Mount Rushmore in the summer. We're just calling it headlines. We find a story, sports or not sports, and read you the headline, and then talk about the story. Simple enough. Kenny, with that, what is your headline of the week?
Well, you sent me this one, and I saw it maybe a couple days ago too, or whenever it was posted. This is from a UK website, UK weather. 48-hour, 26 degrees Celsius heat wave to hit in 5 English cities will be the hottest. For those that don't know, 26 degrees Celsius is 78.8 degrees Fahrenheit. That is winter in Texas. That is winter in some southern states. Congrats to England. I don't know. This is like, they should celebrate. Get a little heat there. Maybe they can get a little tan with it as well.
It was explained that this on Twitter by people that this was a little worse because, like, I guess English houses are just not insulated as well or something like that. I didn't read too much into it.
Maybe I should
78
check it out.
degrees is like walk around outside weather for me.
Yeah,
Like, I'll
I was
go
going to say,
outside and go on a walk.
I would like everyone to read what the temperature is where they are right now.
It is 78 degrees outside right now where I'm at.
There you go. Which, like you said, is a
92.
nice. It is 94 where I am. So stop complaining. I literally will not go outside unless I have to go outside. That's how
Yeah.
hot it is.
There you are in a hoodie, though.
I'm inside.
I know, but it's just, lounge around in a shirt, man.
I have a shirt on under the hoodie.
I think even if like there's poor insulation and maybe not the best air conditioning, I think an average air conditioning unit is probably sitting around 71. It's only
Right.
7 more degrees.
Right.
Yeah, but that doesn't
makes a
feel
that
like
makes a difference,
71.
though.
It feels colder.
Yeah, that makes a difference, actually. Like, my AC broke in my apartment, and the temperature gauge went to like 75, 76, and I was baking. I felt very hot. So it does
Yeah.
that does make a difference. But come on, British people.
Turn
It's
your
not that
fans on.
Yeah, not that hot. All right, Peyton, what's your headline of the week?
My headline is going to be about a dark day in the hot dog eating world because Joey Chestnut, the undisputed greatest ever to do it in
Just
the
in
hot
general.
dog eating game, he will not be in the 2024 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest because he has a deal with Impossible Foods, the vegan meat brand. So they just couldn't work out a deal. In this New York Post article, there's a quote in here from a source that says, hold on. He's the Michael Jordan of competitive eating. But imagine if Michael Jordan said to Nike, I love being the face of Nike, but I want to do Adidas commercials as well. That is basically what's happening with Joey Chestnut. So Nathan's drew the line. There will be no Joey Chestnut at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest this season.
Why watch? That's what I'd ask.
I don't even know who else he competes against.
Well, yeah, because the other guy from
Retired.
Japan, right? Aren't they doing their own thing on Netflix? They're going to do their own one-on-one
some eating competition on Netflix that's going to happen.
Yeah, I forget his name, but
I don't know.
I watch. I really like that Nathan's has that much. Like they are that committed to the tradition of their competition. There will be no impossible dogs in our famous hot dog challenge. Only regular hot dogs with whatever.
I don't think he wanted to use Impossible Dogs. It's just that he's sponsored by them.
Oh, I thought he did. I thought that was part of it, was that he was going to use those hot dogs.
I don't think that was the case.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was he's sponsored by them and they could not work out a separate deal with Nathan's to
that makes
have
sense
him
too.
still compete in it.
Yeah. Tough.
Takuru Kobayashi.
Kobayashi
is what we called him.
Yep. They're doing.
What do you
their
guys
own
think your
one-on-one.
colon would feel like after eating 41 hot dogs in like however long they have to
I don't
eat
think I've
them?
ever
many-
felt
how many
my
do you-
colon.
How many do you think you could eat if you were challenged?
Nine.
On Dollar Dog Night, I legitimately struggle to eat more than like 3 or 4. So I could not. Kenny can get some down, but I cannot do it. I can't eat more than like 3 or 4 hot dogs.
How many do you think, Kenny?
9.
9?
His record's 9.
Are you like? I'm talking like you're speed running it. It's not over the course of a Dollar Dog Night game.
Oh, speed run? Maybe like 5.
Like before you're like, I gotta throw up. You're just
Probably five.
wolfing them down.
There's no way I could eat more than 2 hot dogs in rapid succession and feel like I'm not going to throw up afterwards.
I would. Yeah, I think I'm the same. It'd probably be 2. That's why he's
I
the
got to
goat.
pace myself.
Yeah. Right. Except for on Dollar Dog Night. All right. Well, tough for Joey Chestnut. I hope he. I don't know. I hope that Netflix thing booms and Nathan's regrets it, not putting him in the competition. My headline of the week is we're going to awfulannouncing.com. Most people probably don't even click on the actual website for Awful Announcing. They probably just see it on Twitter. The headline reads, Snoop Dogg rocks appearance in Brewers TV broadcast booth. Snoop Dogg was at a Brewers game. He threw out the first pitch. They put him in the broadcast booth. He had some pretty funny moments. My favorite of which, I have to find the quote. Give me a moment. They asked him, it was is it Ellie De La Cruz? Is that how you say his first name?
Yes.
The guy for the Reds. He threw a Brewers base runner out. It was a great throw. And Snoop Dogg said, and I quote, he's got a rocket in his pocket, which I thought was pretty good. And then he also, after Christian Yelich stole a base, first of all, Christian Yelich beat an out for the pitcher, and Snoop Dogg just yells, you better not let the pitcher outrun you, dog. And then after he stole a base, said, 22 eating right now. He's showing off for his uncle right now. All right, nephew. That's what he said. So,
Why was Snoop Dogg at this game? Like, it's funny, but
that's my next question to y'all. He was there because he was performing in Milwaukee that night. What does a Snoop Dogg concert look like now in terms of fans, in terms of demographic? Like, who is at a Snoop Dogg show in 2024? That's what I was thinking about.
I mean, everybody likes Snoop Dogg.
It's true, but like, do you like him enough
anybody ever said I think Snoop Dogg stinks?
No, it's not that, but it's like, does anybody who likes him enough to pay for a show nowadays?
I would assume he still sells out venues.
All right.
Do you know where it was?
So it was at a hotel and casino. It was not at a like concert.
Okay, that's interesting.
I don't know if he'd sell at an arena by himself anymore, just because he's not producing music as much.
Yeah.
I really like many new songs. He had a song with Lil Dicky not too long ago. There's just not really much going on for him. I know he was on Lil Dicky's album. It was like first big album. But yeah, I just, other than the Super Bowl, I mean, he's kind of been pretty laid back recently. So maybe he's just not really into the huge crowds. But I don't really know how much he could pull at the moment.
All right.
He's always been laid back with his mind on his money and his money on his mind.
Well done, Peyton. Snoop D-O double G. I enjoyed it. Also hearing someone like Brian Anderson, who's like a really good commentator, and then just Snoop Dogg cutting him off is a sort of jarring in a great way. He's going to be on the Olympics too. He is helping with that coverage. Like I think he's done that before.
I do remember seeing that.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get more funny Snoop commentary, but there you go. He was at a Brewers game. He's a big Christian Yelich fan, apparently. We have a ratio of the week, if I'm not mistaken, Kenny.
We do. Then it goes to our good friend Gabe DeArmond to power Mizzou. All it took was one word. He kind of owned you, Jack. Jack, of course, gave us a great breakdown of Jamarion Morrow, the latest recruit commitment for Mizzou football. And he quoted Gabe's article that he posted on the Power Mizzou account with Morrow took an official visit to Alabama on May 31st. Jack, of course, got 15 likes and 3 quotes and retweets. He got 36,000 views. So good work there, Jack. Making good money with that check.
Oh, I did. Look at that.
There you go. This is where Gabe jumps in. Gabe doesn't have as many views, but he got 146 likes, 3 quotes and retweets, and 3 replies. Sorry, Jack. You are the ratio of the week.
I was one of those likes for what this is worth. I liked the tweet.
Oh, yeah?
I did. I ratioed myself or helped ratio.
It's up to 150 now.
Oh, damn it.
Get on, Jack.
Yeah. Thanks for the retweet, Gabe. Gabe quote tweeting that led to a bunch of Mizzou fans quote tweeting my tweet themselves. One, I believe, said Drinkwitz is shoving Kalen DeBoer in a locker. Another one was just like, I forget. I don't know what show this is from, but it's the scene where the guy says like, "This is the future now. The past was then," and said, like Mizzou beating.
Oh, Malcolm in the Middle.
No, it wasn't Malcolm in the Middle. I don't know.
I have no idea. I was guessing.
But yeah, thanks, Gabe. Glad you ratioed me. Yeah, I've talked to Jamarion. I've talked to his dad. He seems like a great kid. I'm excited to see him in a Tigers uniform. So
very good.
That's where I'll leave you. Peyton, do you have a joke?
I sure do. This one comes from our favorite TV series, The Today Show. Hey guys, did you hear about the bossy man at the bar?
Man at the bar. No.
Well, he ordered everyone around.
That's pretty good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
It's just not something I would think of.
Yeah.
This year.
Well done, Peyton. Looks like Big Al is back.
I think I got my swouse.
Swouse.
Are you comparing Peyton to Big Al?
No.
Have you seen Big Al now?
Yeah.
I think Big Al, he went to college, didn't he?
No, he's still in high school.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't him, by the way.
He still hit stingers, though.
That was him. Why would the
wasn't
kid
that him?
lie?
Why? Because everyone would go on Twitter like what happened and go, oh my gosh, look at Big Al now. Look at this guy. That is Big Al now.
He's Medium Al.
Yeah. I don't. It might have been him. I think
it was him. He just.
I think it was him. Why would it
was
be
him.
him? Why would the kid lie?
Oh, well,
Shut
people
up,
lie
Big
all
Al.
the time, Knowlton.
Still hit stingers. Maybe that'll be a Carrick Jackson recruit re-breakdown soon. A couple of years.
Kenny just revealed the other day he had been lying to Zach and I. Zach, of course, a friend of the show. He lied to his 2 former roommates, Zach and Peyton, about a spider bite that he had. He said he had a spider bite on
that finally came out?
Yeah, he had a spider bite on his waistline and told Zach and I for over a year that it was a spider bite. It was not a spider bite. He just casually revealed that on Xbox the other day.
Kenny, I thought you told them that a while ago.
This is against HIPAA. This is a HIPAA violation. This is ridiculous that he's allowed to speak about this on the show. I think it should be cut out.
Okay, we can leave that out. That's fine.
No, but man, I thought I told you. There's one of those, a lot of those things where I just make up some dumb lie and I forget.
That seems to be a thing you do a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe don't lie. Yeah. All right. That'll do it. Hope everyone enjoyed this week. Next week, we'll talk about more gruesome injuries and fake spider bites. Until then, and hopefully more Mizzou recruits. Until then, Mavs in 7. You heard it here first. We'll see you next time.